Margaret Fuller House has been around for over a century, and there are not that many organizations like that who are continuing to be so dedicated to our community and to be such a pillar. In this line of work, one of the organizations I often look to is Margaret Fuller House. It is one of a kind, and what I appreciate the most about the organization is really the dedication of the staff and the team. The people in this organization are so committed and truly are working around the clock to help our residents.
It is such a staple in the community, and I know that community members, from when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s and even now, look at the Margaret Fuller House as a resource for tutoring, for job search, for helping with college applications, for the food pantry. So they're just a staple in the community that I hope lasts forever.
My older sister used to come to the Margaret Fuller House, and they used to have block parties in the backyard, no grass, all blacktop, and on top of the flat roof there would be bands that would play on top of the roof. And I remember walking by and seeing all that and like, when I get older, I want to be able to go to the Margaret Fuller House and do that. But it was also a place where my older brother was part of a radio station that was in the basement of the Margaret Fuller House. And it only broadcast in the housing development. And they would really kind of be the face of the neighborhood from that radio show. So there's a lot of real history here. So this is a very special place to me and a very special place to the community. There's a lot of vibrance here, and it's interesting that over the years that how they service people has changed, but they're still serving people in many different ways. And when you think about the impact that they have in the community, there are a bunch of Selvin chambers out there that have been impacted by the work of the Margaret Fuller House.
Born and raised here in Cambridge. My mom immigrated here when she was around 6 or 7 years old to the Port area, and then we grew up here for briefly, but I was mostly raised in Coast. But my grandma and mom used to come here for the food pantry a lot. They always say they had the best food out of all the food pantries in Cambridge. So it definitely feels a little full circle coming back here to work with the community and feel more connected and actually give back to the community that has literally fed me.
We serve 42 children from across 6 schools throughout Cambridge. We offer a curriculum that embodies social emotional wellness as well as cultural diversity. We also do a lot of things surrounding STEM. We do offer a lot of things to the community.
As I'm seeing an impact of, parents are able to go to work, drop their kids off, and even on vacation times, they can actually, drop their kids off in the early morning.
We have one particular family, there's 3 boys. In the family, there's actually 4 boys. So we've actually had every boy in that family. Now one is off in high school, and now he picks up the little ones, which is cool. So it's gone full circle to have that whole entire family with us. We do also have another set of siblings that we've had for quite a time. They do take advantage of quite a few services in the house. We've really become a staple to some of these families as well, as far as providing food or backpacks or just help with general care.
Now we have inflation, more food insecurity. We've been getting a lot more people coming to the pantry just even over the course of the past year. Like, one of my favorite things is, as Amanda mentioned, with the after-school program serving immigrant families, when we get people who are new to Cambridge and I can explain how we do things here, like show them, there's always going to be food for them here, like welcome them. We have about 7,500 pounds of food coming in a week from the Greater Boston Food Bank, and then we also get an additional several 1,000 pounds of produce and other items recovered from grocery stores by some of the partner organizations we work with, including Food for Free and Love and Spoonfuls, which are food resources programs active in the Cambridge-Somerville area.
Back in the day, food pantry meant boxes of mac and cheese, it meant boxes of cereal, it meant spaghetti, all dry goods. And so it's really amazing to see the fresh produce, the fruits and vegetables. I saw poultry and other items that, when I think back to my time growing up in public housing, that wasn't usually what was available. And so I think that's just wonderful to see.
So one of the things that makes the food pantry so special is our volunteers. We have a number of volunteers who have been with us for such a long time, like, you know, in some cases 13, 14 years. These are people who live in the community, often people who originally heard about the food pantry to, you know, make use of the food resources. I'm the only employee who works at the food pantry. Everything else is volunteer help, from unloading that 7,500 pounds of food. It relies so much on our wonderful, wonderful volunteers. So I wanted to emphasize that for sure.
I would say that one large part of our team right now is providing financial assistance, kind of relief that we're still seeing right at the end of the pandemic. In addition, I've also been able to learn from my colleagues who grew up in the neighborhood, as well as the residents who attend our monthly resident meeting. So usually that's a group of about 5 to 10 people who come every month to talk about kind of what their experience is in Cambridge housing, as well as stories from the staff, story about the apartments, and that's been invaluable in really helping to learn kind of the broader strokes of the Cambridge community in general too.
So right now you can see an increase on younger people being homeless, younger people dealing with a lot more trauma, a lot younger people disconnected from their family. So I think it's really important for us, you know, to have these services, to actually have these people to feel like they have somebody they can lean on and trust.
I've lived in Cambridge my entire life. I am a Cambridge native. Working in the house means a lot to me. Fun fact, back in my day when I was a small child, the after-school program was actually a preschool, which I attended. So the house allowed my mother, who was a single mother, to work and to provide for us. So things kind of are going full circle in my life, and it's an honor to be here and to provide the same services to the community that were offered to me.
I've been living in Cambridge for 25 years. I came to America when I was 3 months old, and then I lived in North Cambridge for a little, and then I moved over here to the Port, and I've been living in the Port for about 11, 12 years. And ever since then, I've been volunteering since I was a little girl, since the age of 13. And then ever since then, I've just been into social work and just doing so much. To serve the community that I live in is very helpful because I can relate to some of their issues, I can relate to some of their problems, and a lot of the people that I serve know me.
As somebody who lives in the Port neighborhood myself, one of the most rewarding things about the job has been just feeling a deeper sense of community and getting to know so many more people. You know, now everywhere I walk, I see people I know from the food pantry. I think that that for me really contributes to the sense of this being like a real community resource, a neighborhood resource.